Aloha, my friends. My name is Guri Singh, and I'm making this video for you who are a guest at the Manoa Hostel. Welcome to Hawaii. And you are in one of the best places on this planet, as per one of my favorite YouTube content creator, Chris from HOLO from Hawaii. Aloha means acceptance, generosity, and friendliness. I hope you will take some of this aloha spirit with you when you go back and spread it far and wide. I totally love staying at this hostel up here in Manoa, and Sue and her family are good people that have been hosting travelers for decades to share with them some of this aloha spirit. I won't talk more about aloha just yet. More towards what's the content of this video. The hostel is located near the University of Hawaii at Manoa and is run by a wonderful family, and they welcome you into their ohana, the Hawaiian word for family. In return, they would love for you to respect their small family business and take care of the space you occupy. Keep the rooms clean, keep the kitchen clean, and be respectful of the hostel rules. I've stayed in this hostel at least 3 times, if not 4, if my memory serves me right. And over these trips, I've kept my list of restaurants and grocery stores and coffee shops all to myself. Now it's time to share this with you, fellow hostel guests. Let's start with grocery places. Now you will need some grocery to have some breakfast or a meal at the hostel. They have a full kitchen with an ample amount of supplies that you can make a grand meal just with the groceries that you buy. So number 1 is one of my favorites, Nijia Market. For all your Japanese grocery needs, they might not have all the hot sauces that you want, but they have most Asian grocery. Second on the list is Down to Earth. One of my favorite places. It has everything a health conscious person needs. Local produce, clearly marked Hawaiian or not, and a cafe in the back with vegetarian and vegan options. This place does not sell meat or eggs, so this is purely vegetarian and vegan. Alright, number 3, Kokua Market Natural Foods. Similar to Down to Earth, but has some meat and eggs that they sell. I like this place because of a seating area in the back and the option to buy inexpensive coffee. Hint, on a nice day, you can work from here and snack on all the cool stuff they sell. Just go back in their little garden area in the back and work and drink coffee. 4th place is Safeway at Manoa Village. This is a bit far from the hostel, but you can take a bus. If you take a bus, it'll drop you off and it'll take 20 to 25 minutes to come right back into a loop and pick you up to take you back to the hostel. So that gives you about 15 minutes to do a quick grocery run at the Safeway. Safeway will have everything that you can expect from a big box grocery store. Last but not the least is Foodland Farms. This grocery store has many locations, but the reason I like this place is simple. They have bento boxes for $5 to $10, and they have my favorite, probably an island favorite, poke. If you have come to Hawaii for the first time, you must try poke. And while there's many places that have good poke, this is a great start if you're right at or near a Foodland Farms grocery store. I feel half the people that come to this grocery store just come to buy poke. I buy the poke bowl, which is a bunch of brown rice and fresh maguro poke. And they have at least 5 flavors to choose from, all for the price of $6.99 for that bowl. Or you can buy just poke at $12.99 and up per pound. 1 pound will serve 2 to 3 people very well. Another hint, Ala Moana Transit Center is where you change the bus to go to the hostel. If you come from the airport, you will pass through Ala Moana Transit Center. There's a Foodland Farms at Ala Moana Transit Center. Get some poke, eat there, or bring it to the hostel for your first meal. Do pick up some basics as well, like bread and eggs or cereal milk for breakfast the next day. Next, I will talk about some of my favorite food joints near the hostel. The island is very big, but I will only cover what is in walking distance or at the Manoa village. Eating out is very expensive, and I usually eat one good meal at the hostel, make a salad or cook something nice, and for the other meal, I will eat out and splurge a little bit. All right, so here goes the list. And these are in no particular order. I had to make a list, so might be. So don't look at if one is my favorite and 12 is not. It's all a mishmash. All right, the first one is Hana no Sato. It's a Japanese restaurant. They have some of the best Japanese food at a reasonable cost. They usually have a hefty size special of the day, which costs $12 to $15. So you can come away with a $20 bill for a food and hot tea plus tax and tip. Yes, we leave a tip in the United States, and that can be anywhere between 15 to 20%. In this example, it's a $2 to $3 tip on a $12 to $15 food item. So plan for that. Second on the list is Yama's Fish Market, an institution in this part of Oahu. They do poke and lau lau very well, and I would try their lunch specials with lau lau. A must try at least once. It's a pretty hefty portion, so plan for some leftover. I feel the lunch portions can be good for lunch and dinner, so that's what I mean. Price point $12 to $18. No tip required since it's counter service, and they just usually give you the food for takeaway. Number 3, Peace Cafe. This is a vegan restaurant run by a Japanese family. They have their amazing, unique spin on sandwiches or their fake meat dishes. They're all very tasty. I have had at least 2 or 3 meals over there, and I have never regretted buying whatever they recommend. So go with their recommendation. The price point there is $10 to $15. It's also a carry-out place, so I don't usually leave a tip, but you can leave $1 or $2 tip if you want. Number 4, Betty's Burger. This is exact opposite of a vegan place. It has meat and a lot of meat. This is not too far from the Nijiya market. It has some good student specials, burgers and fries. Price point there, $8 to $12. Number 5, Brug Bakery, Manoa Village. Please take a bus or go for a long walk. Brug Bakery is in Manoa Village is one of 2 branches. They have some amazing bread and sweets. My favorite is the focaccia bread with bacon. So bad for you, but also so good for you. Number 6 on the list is Fendu Boulangerie, also in Manoa Village, not too far from Brug. Another amazing bakery with fresh bread and sandwiches. You must try some of their unique dessert options. So do go in there and ask them what's the bread of the day or the special dessert of the day. All right. Number 7, Obok, Korean place, but run by an old Korean couple. Weird seating and weird dishes. Go with an open mind if you want to try something. It's between $10 and $12 for lunch. I've not had a dinner there. Number 8, Off the Hook Poke Market, Manoa Village. This place is swarmed by locals that come there and stand in line to buy poke. It's very expensive poke, and if you have the money, you should try it. I've tried it once, and I really liked it. They have really fresh fish. I feel they get it in the morning, and then they make the poke from 7 to 9 in the morning, and then they sell it the rest of the day. My default is Foodland for poke, partly because there's more things I can buy at Foodland, whereas this place is just poke. A must try once. All right, number 9 on the list is Aloha Petroleum. This is the gas station in Manoa Village. So you might be asking, why on earth is this on the list? Very simple answer. The owners of this gas station are Korean. And if you were to step inside to just buy soda or bag of chips, you'll notice a small hot station, if you want to call it that, and it's got a few Korean meals that are packaged and ready to go. So they sell packaged Korean food like kimchi fried rice. I believe I paid $6 for Korean fried rice, and I had to eat it at the bus stop. It was that tasty. $6 to $8 is the price point, limited choices, but whatever they make, they sell out. It's a great treat to bring back to the hostel, if you can make it back to the hostel with the food intact. Number 10 on the list is 7-Eleven at the end of Wilder Avenue, Metcalf Cafe Junction. Now this 7-Eleven is open 24 hours a day, and they will have some good eats if you're hungry late at night or early in the morning or somewhere in the middle of the day. They have bao, buns, and musubi, plus fried rice and onigiri. I feel once you step into the 7-Eleven, you step into perhaps a 7-Eleven back in Japan. They have a lot of snacks that are Japanese that are not available in other 7-Elevens. So a must go at least once, or if you need to run for a midnight snack. All right, number 11 on the list is Okata Bento. This is a little far away from the Manoa Hostel. It's a hole-in-the-wall pickup bento box place. The guy making this bento box has been doing this for 40 years. While it may not be the best bento you ever had, he makes it with love. $8 to $12, 8 for a small portion, and I believe 12 for the large portion. I recommend getting 2 small bentos and taking the bus back to the hostel. And there's no list that's good without a list of coffee shops with good internet for you to do some work and catch up with emails. So here's my list. Number 0 is, of course, the hostel itself. Bring some drinks and work from the hostel. You can get the drinks from the 7-Eleven. Number 1, Glazer's Coffee. Limited seating, but a chill place with good internet. They have a few snacks. They have a small background stream of audio that's playing good music. And they have seating for about 15 people at max. And most people there are working from there, so there's very little space available at times. So plan for a takeout coffee if you must. Second is the Kokua Market. Now this is right actually across Glazer's Coffee, and I've discussed Kokua Market before. They have a little bit of a garden space in the back for you to sit down and have coffee and snacks as well, but that's open air. All right, a bit far from the hostel is one of my favorite coffee shops called Coffee Talk. This is in a small town of Waiala'i, and this is reachable by bus. It's not too far from Okata Bento, so you can do it both on the same trip. Chill place in a chill neighborhood with chill music and good coffee, and they do have some cake and pastries as well. And of course, there's Bale and Starbucks on Manoa campus right across from Manoa Hostel. They have limited hours, but if you need your coffee fix from Starbucks, this is about 250 meters, might be 300 meters away. So that concludes my list of all the cool places to eat, do grocery, and have coffee. I hope you enjoy some of these places, and if you have a recommendation or a comment, please leave it below. I hope you had a good stay at the hostel and a good stay in Hawaii, and I hope you take some of that Aloha spirit with you. So aloha and mahalo.